This is going to be a shortish video. So what I'm going to talk about, if you just follow me quickly into here. So I'm just going to explain quickly that, so when I talk about a unit of a troop is a singular thing. So a unit of a barbarian would be me talking about one singular barbarian. So if we go on this, for example, I have 14 goblins, but I'll be talking about one of them. Okay, so let's go back to the barracks. So one unit of a barbarian takes up one housing space. Now, bear this in mind for the rest of the video, the fact that one dragon therefore takes 20 troop spaces in the clan camp. So this is a quick spreadsheet that I've done on Google Docs. The first column is the units that you can produce in Clash of Clans. So you've got the barbarian, the archer, the goblins, just the type of unit in there. This is the number of units that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm only talking about one every time, so one dragon or one P.E.K.K.A. And this is the capacity that each of the single units takes up. So a barbarian takes up 1 troop capacity, and a P.E.K.K.A. takes 25 troop capacity. Now this column is the time it takes to produce each unit. So one barbarian takes 20 seconds to produce and 0.3 minutes. One P.E.K.K.A. takes 2,700 seconds and takes 45 minutes to produce. Now this column is the column that the video is about. It's the focus of the video. This is the time it takes per troop capacity to produce. So, because a barbarian takes up 1 troop capacity, that troop capacity takes up 20 seconds. But if you look at an archer, that's 25 because it takes 25 seconds to produce. However, if you come down to giants, this is the first unit that a single unit takes up more than 1 troop capacity. So each giant takes 120 seconds to produce. That means each troop capacity, so each single troop capacity, takes 24 seconds to produce. So if you compare that to archers, each single archer takes 25 seconds, but the giant only takes 24 for each single capacity. To put this into perspective, you can compare wizards, which is the longest time. If you look, it's 150 seconds per single troop capacity to produce. So, if you have a 200 capacity clan camp, you can have 50 wizards because each unit of wizard takes up 4 troop capacity. Therefore, 200 divided by 4 is 50. Now, we have to put this into seconds to be able to compare it. So we do 50 times by 10 because it takes 10 minutes to produce each unit of wizard, which gives us 500 minutes. Then we times 500 by 60 to get 30,000. So it takes 30,000 seconds to produce 50 wizards. However, it is likely that you'll be using more than 1 barracks. So if we say 4 barracks to produce all the 50 wizards, it would take 7,500 seconds to produce those 50 wizards using 4 barracks. Now, to make this more comparable, we're going to convert it to hours. So you divide it by 60 to get it into minutes, which is 125 minutes to produce 50 wizards. And then you divide it by 60 again to get into hours, and we have 2.075 hours to produce 50 wizards with 4 barracks. We will compare this to barbarians. So barbarians take up 1 troop capacity. That means we can have 200 barbarians in our single attack or our single raid group. So we times 200 by 20 because it takes 20 for each unit, which gives us 4,000 seconds to produce 200 barbarians using 4 barracks. Now, we divide that by 4 because you are using 4 barracks, so it takes you 1,000 seconds to produce all of these barbarians. And then if you divide that by 60 to get it into minutes, you get 16.68 minutes. If you divide it by 60 again, you get 0.275 hours. So, if you compare the two, you can now see that it takes almost 10 times the amount of time to produce 50 wizards than it does to produce 200 barbarians. Therefore, you can actually produce almost 2,000 barbarians, which is the equivalent of 10 raid groups, by the time it takes you to produce 50 wizards for one raid group. Therefore, if you're looking for the most time-effective strategy, the quickest army composition, it is simply to have 200 wizards, as it is the lowest time per troop capacity, coming closely followed by giants at 24 and then archers at 25. However, you're unlikely to use all one unit, as it's more effective when you are actually in a raid to use a mixture such as the giants, wall breakers, and archers, and goblins if you are farming. Thank you for watching the video. Comment, rate, subscribe.